Go to the nearest beach, scoop up a handful of sand, and watch the grains slip through your fingers. Now, imagine every single grain of sand on every beach and in every desert across the entire Earth. It's an impossibly massive number, yet the true number of stars in our universe doesn't just rival that number, it completely shatters it. Today, we aren't just guessing, we are going to calculate the exact scientific scale of our cosmos. By the end of this, the way you look up at the night sky will be permanently changed.
But before we can count the stars, we have to establish a hard physical boundary. We can only count what we can actually see. This is called the observable universe, a spherical bubble extending about 46 billion light-years in every single direction from Earth. This absolute boundary exists because light takes time to travel through the vacuum of space, and the universe itself is only about 13.8 billion years old. Anything beyond that cosmic horizon is literally invisible to our current instruments. So, how do astronomers actually count the stars inside this massive bubble? They don't just sit there and tally them one by one. Instead, they look at a tiny, seemingly empty patch of the dark sky, about the size of a single grain of sand held at arm's length. When they point massive tools like the James Webb Space Telescope at that tiny dark spot, it suddenly reveals thousands of brilliantly glowing galaxies. By taking the number of galaxies in that single localized patch and multiplying it by the entire spherical area of the sky, scientists arrive at a staggering baseline. Current astronomical estimates suggest there are somewhere between 200 billion and 2 trillion individual galaxies locked inside our observable universe alone. Take a second to truly process that scale. Up to 2 trillion galaxies. And remember, a galaxy isn't just a single star. It is an immense swirling metropolis of burning plasma, gas, and gravity. Our own home, the Milky Way, is just one of those trillions. To find our final number, we need to do a little bit of cosmic math. Don't worry, we will keep it simple. Let's use our own Milky Way as an average benchmark. Scientists estimate that our home galaxy contains roughly 100 billion to 400 billion stars. If we take a conservative average and multiply that by the roughly 2 trillion galaxies swirling in the observable universe, the resulting number becomes almost physically painful for the human brain to truly comprehend. You get roughly 1 septillion stars. That is a 1 followed by 24 zeros, 10 to the 24th power. Let me spell that out for you to make it real. 1 trillion stars. Numbers this massive completely lose their everyday meaning. Our brains evolved to count apples and track predators on the African savanna, not to process the infinite burning architecture of the deep cosmos. So let's bring this staggering mathematical reality back down to Earth. Let's go back to that handful of sand at the beach we talked about earlier. Researchers from the University of Hawaii actually sat down and calculated the estimated volume of all the sandy beaches and vast deserts across the entire globe. They concluded that there are roughly 7.5 quintillion grains of sand on planet Earth. That is a 7.5 followed by 18 zeros. Now, let's put these two absolute titans head to head. 7.5 quintillion grains of sand versus 1 septillion stars in the observable sky. When you divide the number of stars by the amount of sand, you uncover one of the most deeply humbling, mind-shattering facts in all of modern science. For every single grain of sand on every beach, in every desert, everywhere on planet Earth, there are roughly 10,000 stars out there in the dark. Every time you step on the beach, beneath your foot is a galaxy of sand, but above your head is an empire of light. You are sitting on a microscopic speck of dust floating in an ocean of fire. But here is the part that will truly break your brain. That mind-numbing number, 1 septillion stars, is strictly what exists inside our observable bubble.
It only accounts for the light that has had enough time to reach our telescopes over the last 13.8 billion years. What lies beyond that absolute cosmic horizon? The brutal truth of astrophysics is that space itself is expanding, and it is doing so at an accelerating rate. Right now, at the very edges of our vision, entire galaxies are being pushed away from us faster than the speed of light. That means there are countless stars out there, burning furiously in the dark, whose light will simply never reach us, no matter how long humanity survives. They are forever locked away, slipping beyond our physical reach with every passing second. Furthermore, if the total, unobservable universe is infinite, as many leading cosmologists suspect, then the true number of stars is not 1 septillion, it is genuinely infinite. Our primitive brains completely fail to process the concept of infinity. You cannot visualize a reality that simply never stops. It is a terrifying, almost suffocating thought. But instead of letting this incomprehensible, infinite scale make you feel insignificant, let it fill you with profound wonder. Consider the implications. If there are more stars in the sky than grains of sand on our entire planet, think about the worlds orbiting them. Modern astronomy reveals that almost every single one of those stars likely hosts its own solar system. That means there are septillions of planets out there, trillions of rocky worlds, massive gas giants, and endless oceans swirling in the freezing void. The mathematical probability of Earth being the only home for life in an ocean of that unfathomable size is incredibly close to zero. The universe is not just empty space, it is a boundless, fertile theater of possibility. So, the next time you step outside and look up at the quiet night sky, remember what you are actually witnessing. You are not just looking at twinkling lights, you are staring into an endless, raging ocean of fire, where our entire world is smaller than a single grain of sand. If these cosmic numbers shattered your perception of reality today, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Starlife, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a journey into the unknown. Stay curious, and we will see you out there in the dark.